Like, we're gonna tear the head off whoever they got that they thought was in control of all this. Like, look at this. It's like they running the numbers, they running on radio, they got the smash, and then
Man right here is Sir Lucian Charles Grant. He's been the CEO of Universal Music Group since 2010, so you know he done seen some. So I had to go to the damn document.
Hold on, everyone. Big news is breaking in the world of celebrity. Kenny is furious over explosive revelations linking his ex-wife, Kim Shady, to Diddy's criminal history. Kim Kardashian and Shay Diddy are now at the center of a dramatic storm that's bound to spark widespread conversation.
Wife was here last week. Oh, my goodness. Somebody put a leash on him, will you? Your wife was here last week, and she's very nice, and she did something that I would imagine you're very proud of. She went to Washington, she spoke to the president, and she actually convinced him to grant clemency to a woman who got life in prison, like real life in prison, for a first-time drug offense. Mm-hmm. Was that something that you discussed with her before she did it?
Well, she's super passionate about it, and it was amazing for her to see that dream come true.
Were you ever concerned about her being alone in the Oval Office with President Trump?
Well, he is a player.
People got really mad when you were, some people were very happy when you said you liked President Trump. Do you think he is a good president?
You're gonna ask me, can I answer the first question you're gonna ask?
Answer whatever you want.
Well, it's funny, in this world that we live in, there's two main motivating forces, and I tweet about it all the time. It's love or fear. And you can't explain love. My cousin is locked up for murder, and I love him. And so he did a bad thing, but I still love him. And just as a musician, African-American, guy out in Hollywood, all these different things, everyone around me tried to pick my candidate for me. Mm-hmm. And then told me every time I said I like Trump that I couldn't say it out loud or my career would be over. I get kicked out the black community because blacks we're supposed to have a monolithic thought. We can only be Democrats and all. So even when I said it right before I went to the hospital and I expressed myself, and when I came out, I had lost my confidence. So I didn't have the confidence to take on the world and the possible backlash. And it took me a year and a half to have the confidence to stand up and put on the hat, no matter what the consequences were. And what it represented to me is not about policies, and because I'm not a politician like that, but it represented overcoming fear and doing what you felt, no matter what anyone said, and saying, you can't bully me. Liberals can't bully me, news can't bully me, the hip hop community, they can't bully me. Because at that point, if I'm afraid to be me, I'm no longer Ye. That's what makes Ye. And I actually quite enjoy when people...
Get ready, because this tea is scorching hot and the PR fallout is real. Kai has never reacted so explosively to shocking revelations, and he's clearly not holding back. The consequences will be massive, and we're here to spill all the juicy details. Prepare yourself, you're about to uncover a web of secret lies and betrayal like never before. While we don't have all the details yet, word is that Diddy has been accused of serious crimes, and now everyone's questioning how deep Kim's involvement goes. Did she know? Was she an accomplice or just an innocent bystander? These are the burning questions on everyone's mind. The streets are buzzing with intense allegations about Diddy's shady past, involving two of the biggest names in the industry: Kim K, the reality TV queen, and the hip-hop mogul himself. If these claims hold, this could be the scandal of the century.
Following Diddy, this judgment that is happening to Hollywood, it is getting ready to take down every superstar that ever was, from past to now. We will begin, and this is a prophetic word, we will begin to see people having terminal illnesses, being sick, being passed away, and will start to have legal trouble. let me dive into this. So apparently, there is allegedly a secret video footage that has released of Kris Jenner and Diddy's house. I don't know too much about that. That's all I know, some secret video. Okay, let's get past that. 24 hours before the raid, Kim Kardashian decides to unfollow Diddy, right? Well, come to find out, this person by the name of Lou Taylor is apparently Diddy's manager. And this Lou Taylor woman is also on the board of Hillsong's church home. Follow me, go with me. They is doing all of this, child, in the name of the Lord. Just follow the story. Now, to cover myself, everything in this video is alleged, honey. This is what I digged up, and I don't know how much truth is to it, but there's reportings, okay? So everything that I'm saying is allegedly. Keep that in mind. So, Lou Taylor apparently is paying off, allegedly, some of Diddy's victims from this slush fund through some church fund, okay? Not only that, Kim Kardashian mama has been making these girls pay 10% tithes to some church that Lou Taylor and her husband is basically owner, co-owner, or whatever. So I was like, let me look into this Lou Taylor person. I'm thinking Lou Taylor was a guy who was a woman with a husband, a whole husband. Then all of a sudden, they was named in filings in the KKW Beauty fragrance for Kim Kardashian. Also Kylie Cosmetics and Kendall Jenner Inc. This was all linked to TriStar, okay? And it also continues to today. Now, in February 2024, this TriStar lady, I can't think of her name. Y'all know I just said her name. She helped Kim secure $70.4 million mansion. Not only that, she also helped secure a $48.7 million loan through a trust associated with TriStar, the company that this lady had. Child, this is getting deep. I'm sorry, Kim Boo Boo. So, baby, while y'all looking at pictures of who at the party, and that is why the mama make them tithe, not y'all tithing, not y'all even tithing the 10% back to the church that her and the husband own, talking about some pay your tithes now. Are y'all crazy?
This man has never been one to hold back, especially when it comes to his ex-wife. So brace yourself, because what we're about to reveal will leave you speechless. The tea is still hot, and we're all waiting to see how this unfolds. Will more dirt come out? Will names be dropped? Will reputations be ruined? Only time will tell, but one thing's for sure. This story is about to blow up. Hold on tight, because Kay's response to all of this is explosive. He's known for speaking his mind, but this time he's taking it to a whole new level.
Let me ask you something else here. I want to ask you about your family, because you mentioned families there. A lot of stuff has been written about you and your family, a lot of it fueled by you, by Kim, by others. Where are things now with your family? What is your relationship like with Kim, with your kids?
Kim has Zionist media handlers surrounding her, all in and out her Hulu TV show, all in and out her family, all in or out the house that I created for my family. But God is alive, the devil is a defeated foe, and Kim is a Christian woman, and she's not here just to have content up on adult channels. She's not here just to have that last Interview magazine cover. If you look at the two Interview magazine covers, look at the one when I was there and look at the one when I'm not there. And that's the reason why this Tuskegee experiment of such that's happened to the Black community, where they took the fathers out of the home and the leaders out of the community and have torn apart the community. Now they've seen that's worked, and they're doing that to America. They're attempting, they're trying.
I mean, that the interview
dime,
magazine cover you're talking about, I think, is the one where she was basically semi-naked in front of the American flag. And I thought that was pretty distasteful, actually. It was about the American dream, and I thought, well, if that's the American dream, we're all screwed. I mean, in America.
And I agree with that. And I didn't feel the platform to voice my opinion, because it's always like, hey, this is your kid's mother. But it's time with the leaders. Like, I'm still the priest of that home, Chris. I'm still the priest of that home. They want to make it this matriarch society, all that, and but I am the priest of this home, and God is alive. I am the living Robert Kardashian, and I'm gonna stand up for what God would want as a Christian. And then people say as a Christian, oh, you're not supposed to curse, you're not supposed to have righteous indignation. But I do. Christians had swords also. Christians got guns, I tell you that. So.
But do you talk to Kim?
I
mean, there have been reports, that you and Kim don't really talk at the moment. She's distancing herself from you because of the stuff you've been saying must get in controversy. Is that true?
I mean, John Legend is distancing himself from me and buying more Christmas sweaters in the middle of spring also. So I'm not saying that, they're making the right decisions. She's being influenced, but I guarantee you what's not finna happen, we not finna see her in one of them John Legend Christmas sweaters no time soon.
But do you talk to her? Are you still in touch with each other?
Wait a second, don't you think it's like funny to like make a joke out of stuff sometimes? Don't you think like God has a sense of humor?
Of course.
But watch this. God, when I got married, I bought this house. I did this tour and spent all the money I had on this house to like surprise Kim and give her this house that she wanted. Think it's like funny to like make a joke out of stuff sometimes? Don't you think like God has a sense of humor?
Of course.
But watch this. God, when I got married, I bought this house. I did this tour and spent all the money I had on this house to like surprise Kim and give her this house that she wanted, that Lisa Marie Presley used to own. And then I got the house, and then I put all this money into renovation. And then there goes the neighborhood. Drake moves down the street 5 blocks, and that's when I knew God was funny. But watch, this is where God is even funnier. Here goes like Louis C.K. part 2 level, because Louis C.K. is the funniest man alive. Uncancel him now, right? And he was funnier before he was canceled, because all he would do is type of jokes that you'd get canceled on, right? I got an office and outside of Crenshaw, like in an opportunity zone, and this office, 57,000 square foot office, is the one that Tucker Carlson came to visit me at. And I look out the window, and whose office is being built, a brand new one? The Skims office. It's like, who's writing this stuff? You know what I'm saying? Like, God is funny. So that's the thing. We always gotta be like, we gotta be funny. We gotta have a sense of humor, like.
But yeah, let me ask you.
There's a lot. Yeah.
But are you sad that you're getting divorced? Are you sad the relationship came to an end?
That happened 2 years. We got the divorce 2 years.
Yeah.
We're.
Are you actually?
We've been got divorced.
Yeah. I mean, let me rephrase that. Are you sad that you're no longer together? That you're divorced?
We'll always be together.
Word on the street is that Kai is livid over the accusations against Kim. He's been publicly calling out his ex-wife for her connections to these allegations and demanding answers in true Kai fashion. He's not pulling any punches, making his disapproval of the whole situation crystal clear. But this isn't just about Kai's anger. It also brings up questions about his relationship with Kim, especially after their highly publicized divorce.
This is exactly like me. What do you mean? Like, my kids are me. There's no person that you'll ever get with that will influence her more than God and then her priest on earth, which is me. Whether it's the Skims clothing line, the designers, the architects, all those people. You got the Clintons, the left, utilizing what we built together to try to use her as an influence for the black culture and the word culture in general for the next elections. They need those 300 million followers from Kylie and Kim on their side going into their election, as they push trauma culture to the black people again, as they claim any of my questions of business dealings to be anti-Semitic comments, and push you know, Kim, to, you know, as a billionaire mother of a lawyer and a mother of 4 Jew black children, to do covers like Interview. And that's what happens when they take the dads out the home, and that's what they've been doing in the hood. They take the fathers and the leaders out of the homes. And if we keep on allowing this to happen and we don't have some level of a decency clause inside of our media on what everyone sees, like when I was young and I would go to the video store, if I wanted to go into the adult section, it was a curtain, it was a person sitting there watching, making sure that kids didn't go in. If the kids went into that section, there was a video camera, and they would have you be escorted out of that section. Now that section is forced through TikTok. That section is subverted and kind of mixed with the drink inside of music directed at children, inside of content through Disney, on Hulu, which is Disney also, and in so many branded commercials to confuse children and to sexualize our children way too early before they can even make their own decisions about their life.
You make some very interesting points. Again, just to clarify one thing though, you are actually divorced, are you? Because my understanding was that you weren't actually divorced yet.
You know, I ask God the same question some mornings. Am I divorced, God? Am I divorced? Because I might be divorced on paper, but I'm not divorced of the idea of being the protector of not only this person who is so influential. Imagine Kim making all of her decisions that she does publicly. You know, grown folks' business is grown folks' business. Never know what could happen with a little sippy or whatever. But, you know, all the decisions that she makes publicly being based on an audience of one.
Their relationship has always been rocky. But with these accusations swirling, it's like adding more fuel to an already raging fire.
And Pierce, what audience do you think I'm saying that is?
Well, you.
No, not me. For us as Christians, right? Who is our audience? We have an audience of one.
Well, you mean God?
God. So picture this world, envision this world. Here's another one. This is past what I'm saying about having the heads of the football teams and the basketball teams and the music industry opening up their contracts the way I do, right? Picture the most influential woman on the planet, which is Kim Kardashian, right? And I got this one thing I want to definitely say in the interview. Picture the most influential person on the planet, the most influential woman on the planet, performing in public only for that audience of one, for God. Imagine the overwhelmingly positive effect that will have on the planet. And mark these words, it will happen someday.
Okay.
And I had this thing, like, you know, of course I'm divorced, and this is like a funny thing I thought. Being that her name is no longer West, and my name is no longer Ye, being that her name is no longer West, and my name is now only Ye, if we were ever to be together again, what would our name be? Kim Ye.
Would you like that?
Everything is up to God, and God has proven to me many times that it's not about what I want or what I would like. It's just up to Him.
Their relationship has been rocky for a while, but with these accusations swirling, it's like adding fuel to an already blazing fire.
On what He sees fit.
But
David had to.
But let me ask you. I mean, yeah, but do you still love Kim?
To the sheep. Sorry, not with an S.
Do you still love Kim?
I absolutely love. I'll love her for life, and I will protect. Oddly enough, I'll actually protect her, because when I call out things that I feel are wrong, you know what I'm saying? When I make products, like say the difference between me and Bernard Arnault.
Like, say, watch, Elon Musk, every product, the reason why Elon Musk is like a Steve Jobs is, if he makes a flamethrower, he would use that flamethrower. If he makes a Cybertruck, he would use that Cybertruck. Me, if I make some 3D printed boots, you know, I'm gonna have the 3D printed boots on.
Wow,
and
I love
wear them
those.
every day.
Can I get a pair of those?
Absolutely, sir.
They would
Tucker
really
liked
suit
them
me.
also. These boots are a hit.
Love those.
Yes.
They look fantastic.
Yeah.
Would you like to one
you
day,
very much, sir.
do you think, given that you've got all these kids together, would you like one day to get back with Kim, do you think? Do you feel like you've gone through a very tumultuous period, but that actually the love underneath it all between two people remains? And would you like to get back together?
Those thirst traps still be fire.
Is that
Do
a
you
yes?
understand what I said? Do you understand that language
I
right
think so.
there?
I think
That
so. You better explain it. Explain it to me.
What do you think those thirst traps still be fire mean? Can you explain that to me?
Well, with my rather
Explain
creative British
what
mind,
those thirst traps still be fire.
I would imagine it
With your
means that
creative, brilliant British man.
I would imagine it means you still fancy your ex-wife. Is that right?
You know, I would prefer to not be put on this. I would prefer to not be put on the spot on these kind of questions. What I can say is, God is alive, and He places people. He placed David in to tend to God had David tend to the sheep, knowing that one day
Kanye isn't just airing his anger publicly. Insiders close to the rapper reveal he's just as furious behind closed doors.
All right, Jad. Well, listen, let's take it there. Then I have to ask you, Cat Williams. He recently pulled a Jaguar ride and was just doing a lot of truth telling.
Want to know what's interesting?
Go ahead.
It's Cat Williams that taught me how to be Jaguar right.
Oh, wow. Okay. What was it about him that you kind of say, ooh?
10-10. He was my 30th birthday present. Almost 17 years ago. I'll never forget when he walked into the club and I was sitting at my table. It was my birthday party. And Special Ed brought him.
Shout out Special.
And me and Ed were celebrating our birthdays that year for the Taurus Affair that we used to do in Miami Beach every year. And Cat was playing the amphitheater and he wanted to meet me. And he came to my party. He gave me about 20 grand in cash and said, consider it a down payment on your time. And Moni Love was there. Cousin Sonny was there. Imrel was outside smoking a blunt, so she missed the infamous picture with all of us together with Cat. And me and him sitting next to each other, two hats on, two cats in the hat.
Yeah.
And he taught me so much in 9 months. Walking away was hard, but it was when the Illuminati first started coming after him. And I'll never forget the day when they breached the house. And I left. You know, back in that moment, Cat was still wearing Kevlar to bed. To bed. I would get in bed with him at night and he would have Kevlar on.
Wow.
In bed.
What was it about that and him at the moment where it made you want to speak your truth?
He went after Comedy Central. That's what happened. The Flavor Flav roast. The moment that I knew the Snoop Dogg is sold out. That was a hurtful moment. I was always grateful to Snoop for taking Corrupt under his wing. Ricky was in a lot of trouble in Philly. If he hadn't signed a dog pan, I don't even know if he would have been alive. I've always been grateful to Snoop for that. Ricky, my brother.
That's real. That is real. So let me go ahead.
They wanted Cat to humiliate Flav. Like, humiliate him. Like, no holds barred. And they sent a bunch of jokes. And I'll never forget watching Cat in the office downstairs at the house in Marina Del Rey. And he's sitting there looking at the fucking script and just shaking his head. And then the next thing you know, the phone rang and I'm standing there in the office in the doorway and I'm like, are you all right? And he picked up the phone and it was Comedy Central. And I listened to him threaten to kill him. He said, I'm not doing this. You are not going to get a black man, a real black man, to agree to do this to another black man. $. It was a terrible day. And then that's when all the incidents started happening. Them sending people to the house. Them putting plants backstage at the shows. I mean, I was on tour with.
He hasn't held back in telling Kim that he feels deceived, hurt, and let down. The impact on their personal lives is enormous. Despite their separation, they are still co-parenting, and this kind of drama is the last thing anyone needs in such a complicated situation. Kay's outburst is only making things worse, but brace yourself as more details about Kim's alleged involvement in Diddy's crimes emerge. This is just the beginning. The fallout is going to be significant.
It was a terrible day. And then that's when all the incidents started happening. Them sending people to the house. Them putting plants backstage at the shows. I mean, I was on tour with him for American Hustle.
Right.
I was on set for First Sunday.
Right. He said he got arrested over 30 times.
Yeah.
No convictions.
I'm getting close.
Go ahead.
But it's been about 30 for him. It's been 8 for me.
Yes.
He beat felony. I beat felony. You know, it was just terrible. And when I would think back to that moment, and then they called him the day before filming and asked him was he going to be there, and he said no. And then the next thing you know, production went on later on that day, and Snoop was already ready. And Snoop did everything that Comedy Central asked. That Flavor Flav roast was Cat's. That was his moment. The Flavor Flav roast and the death of Malik B are the same.
Yeah, that's the ignition point.
I don't even know if Flav even has ever thanked Cat. Because he put it all on the line for his respect. Snoop just slid right in. And Cat still talked to Snoop. He never treated Snoop different. He just was, I mean, they were still playing basketball, you know, together. Like, I'll never forget when we was all in Atlanta, when we did the show in Atlanta, and we had got off the plane because we were, you know, flying on his private plane at the time, and, you know, checked into the Ritz-Carlton, and we went to the studio with DJ Drama, and we were writing. I was ghostwriting, because I was going to sign to Cat's label. I was going to be the first female artist. Oh, yeah. That was the day that T.I. roughed up Tiny in the studio, and everybody tried to pretend like it didn't happen except for me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's an interesting day. And drama. It's interesting. But Snoop was there, and Cat ain't treat him no different. Treat him the same. They played basketball like they always did. He beat Snoop. like he always do.
Running the 4-3.
That shooting the out of Snoop. Tall for nothing.
So let me ask, the moment he went on Club Shay Shay and did what he did, that's the catch.
The public's reaction to the allegations against Kim K and K's explosive response is already in full swing, with opinions sharply divided. Some are standing by Kim, while others are ready to cancel her immediately. And this doesn't even touch on the potential impact on Diddy himself. He's a music industry legend, but if these allegations prove true, his legacy could be permanently damaged. The stakes are high, the drama is just beginning, and you can count on us to keep you updated on every juicy detail as this story unfolds. But before we dive into all that, we need to talk about how the fans are reacting. Trust me, you won't want to miss their thoughts.
Running the 4-3.
That shooting the out of Snoop. Tall for nothing.
So let me ask, the moment he went on Club Shay Shay and did what he did, that's the catch you expected.
That's the moment I've been waiting for 10 years.
Oh, wow. Okay. Okay.
And I'm so grateful that I was there kicking in that door so he could just blow it down. There's an effort. I'm surprised people ain't catching on yet. I'm never loud when Kanye's loud. Gene Deal's never loud when I'm loud. But if we're running in tandem, somehow everything that we're saying, even though we don't speak, is always corroborating each other.
No. That's right.
I can't wait. I can't wait for everybody to find out what's really been going on in the background. It's just not yet.
Are we in the era of truth now?
Absolutely.
You know,
everything that is about to happen this year is intentional, and it has been in the making for over 10 years now. I promise you this, yet.
Oh.
And Ye has not had his aha moment yet. You can doubt us all, but the one thing you cannot deny, we are all Hebrew, we are all gifted, and we are all fearless.
Some people are fiercely loyal to Kim, insisting there's no way she could be involved in anything shady. They're defending her honor and calling out Kai for stirring up drama. On the other hand, some are relishing the opportunity to mock her, flooding social media with jabs and claiming they always knew she was trouble. Diddy's fans are in shock, wondering how their idol could get caught up in such a mess. Twitter and TikTok are ablaze with roasting sessions, and Kim is taking the brunt of it. The blogosphere is buzzing, digging up old stories, and raising countless questions about what really went down. But this scandal is more than just celebrity gossip. Those involved could face serious consequences. Kim's entire brand is built on her image as a glamorous, untouchable queen, and if these allegations are proven true, her reputation could take a massive hit. Sponsorships, deals, and endorsements could disappear faster than you can say skims. And what about Kai? He's always been controversial, but this drama is on another level. If he's making baseless claims, it could backfire, with major players questioning if he's just creating chaos to stay relevant. Diddy might be the real loser here. Fans are picking sides, haters are throwing shade, and PR teams are scrambling to contain the damage. It's a full-blown circus, and we're all watching it unfold. Who knows how this will play out, but one thing's certain, the fallout will be messy. So buckle up, grab your popcorn, and get ready for the show. Diddy is a legend, but if he's involved in something shady, it could destroy his legacy. No one wants to see their favorite fall like that. This tea is just getting started, and we're all in it together.
They know him. A lot of the people that been in those parties and seen probably some unscrupulous that went down and was like, ooh, I was there. I hope they don't got me on tape. They feeling a certain way. So they're not gonna speak on nothing until they've been approached with something. You gotta realize when Homeland Security get their evidence together, they're gonna send, you understand? They might send an agent out to me. Yo, what do you know? What have you heard? What have you seen? What's been going on? You know what I'm saying? did this happen when you was around him? Did this happen back in the day? That's what they're gonna wanna know. You know what I'm saying? So they're gonna send investigators out. They're gonna send people out for anybody.
From the shocking charges against Kim to K's furious response and the public's outrage, we've unpacked a lot in this video. It's a tangled web of connections, secrets, and potential crimes that's leaving everyone's head spinning.
Right? You understand that if I had taken the medication, I would not be here, and it would have been, he was deeply troubled. We miss him. We love his music, though.
Well, they would have Britney Spears too. I mean, look at
they would have Michael Jackson
or worse, yeah. But so look at what they did. Look at what they did to Britney. When she went in, she was tired, she was exhausted, she was in a bad way. But 10 years of that medication wrecked her brain. You can see it now.
However, in the end, we must ask ourselves if these assertions are true or if they're just hearsay and speculation. We're dealing with very serious accusations here.
It was a terrible day. And then that's when all the incidents started happening. Them sending people to the house. Them putting plants backstage at the shows. I mean, I was on tour with him for American Hustle.
Right.
I was on set for First Sunday.
Right. He said he got arrested over 30 times.
Yeah.
No convictions.
I'm getting close.
Go ahead.
But it's been about 30 for him. It's been 8 for me.
Yes.
He beat felony. I beat felony. You know, it was just terrible. And when I would think back to that moment, and then they called him the day before filming and asked him was he going to be there, and he said no. And then the next thing you know, production went on later on that day, and Snoop was already ready. And Snoop did everything that Comedy Central asked. That Flavor Flav roast was Cat's. That was his moment. The Flavor Flav roast and the death of Malik B are the same.
Yeah, that's the ignition point.
I don't even know if Flav even has ever thanked Cat. Because he put it all on the line for his respect. Snoop just slid right in. And Cat still talked to Snoop. He never treated Snoop different. He just was, they was still playing basketball, together. Like, I'll never forget when we was all in Atlanta, when we did the show in Atlanta, and we had got off the plane because we were, flying on his private plane at the time, and, checked into the Ritz-Carlton, and then we went to the studio with DJ Drama, and we were writing. I was ghostwriting, because I was going to sign to Cat's label. I was going to be the first female artist. Oh, yeah. That was the day that T.I. roughed up Tiny in the studio, and everybody tried to pretend like it didn't happen except for me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's an interesting day. And Drama. It's interesting. But Snoop was there, and Cat ain't treat him no different. Treat him the same. They play basketball like they always did. He beat Snoop like he always do.
Running the 4-3.
Shooting the out of Snoop. Tall for nothing.
So let me ask, the moment he went on Club Shay Shay and did what he did, that's the cat.
If these charges prove true, the consequences for everyone involved could be disastrous. The stakes are incredibly high, and all eyes will be on how this unfolds. For the full scoop on Diddy's shady connections, check out our video about the feds unveiling his secret tapes involving Jay-Z and Banks. Kim's empire could crumble, K's reputation might take a hit, and Diddy's legacy could be irreparably damaged. This is going to be intense, so stay tuned for the latest updates and share your thoughts with us. Do you think Kim's charges are genuine, or is it all just smoke and mirrors? Stay alert and leave a comment so we can discuss it. Until next time.